yourself so they won't even make the playoffs.
Had spaghetti and catfish together before, and ever since the first time I made it for him, he asked me for this shit like every week. You could bring it. Tell me what you think.
First bite.
Yeah.
So good. Flawless.
So good.
Baby.
It is the best thing I've ever tasted. My favorite meal. With catfish, spaghetti, and Hawaiian rolls. And it just goes down.
Baby, what is giving?
It's giving greatness. Oh, chill. Oh, chill.
Looks good, babe?
It was amazing. Didn't stand a chance. You know this? My favorite meal. Who would have thought? Catfish, spaghetti, and some red sauce.
So what was the comment saying?
One niggas was like, this nigga sitting here live because Meg got some good pussy. Niggas was dragging. Let's be both. They were equally. Klay Thompson probably was getting dragged a little bit more because niggas was looking at the plate and felt like he was lying. I don't necessarily know if you can make spaghetti look good. Like, that's one of the reasons why spaghetti probably is one of my least favorite foods. Like, I will eat it, especially if you got meatballs, pause, no homo. But meatballs, I have never seen I've never seen a good looking plate of spaghetti. So people was kind of like, that shit look nasty. And when they were like, that's what I'm saying. Let's be clear. The internet is going to be the internet. I don't feel like there's going to be never a universal complete agreements with whatever you do or you say on social media. People, let's be clear, it's a lot of negative and miserable people in the real world. So people, of course, are going to hate that fucking Megan Thee Stallion is cooking for Klay Thompson, and he's literally, and you can't sit here and say he lying and saying it's delicious because the nigga, how could he be lying? The plate was, nothing was on there. He ate just like, if let me say, if you ever had your favorite food and the way you would crush that plate, he crushed it the same way. So it's realistically, like, you sit here saying he lying because, it's because it's Meg, and he been already got the box. She bought him a fucking $300,000 watch. He got to lie about no goddamn spaghetti. But I looked at the plate, the nigga crushed it. I know how fat my ass is. When it's some fire food, nigga, I'm gonna crush that plate the same way. So I knew he wasn't lying. I just personally probably wouldn't be geeking for no goddamn spaghetti and fucking catfish.
But have you lied about a plate?
Nah, because I feel like any woman who has ever fucking cooked for me kind of almost got the lunch lady arms. So I don't think you ain't never gonna. One thing you can sit here and joke about women with the lunch lady arms, but one thing I know for a fact, I ain't never in my life. I haven't, and I'm trying to run through my head right now. I don't think I ever had a woman where it's like she may get like her arms may give a little bit of like lunch lady. Ain't never had a bad plate. Maybe because Meg is Meg, so niggas kind of sleeping on her cooking skills because she's small. But nah, I haven't. Like that, I don't feel like. I just feel like women who kind of really can cook. Damn, I don't think too many women out here gonna offer even to cook for you if they know that their food ain't really torch.
Some people don't know. Some people think that they can really cook.
Fucking crazy.
So y'all done had bad, like I have never experienced that shit before. So I can't, like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I remember, and you know what's so crazy because y'all just said that. I swear to God, I was about to literally, I forgot, like I just kept putting it off because sometimes we just be talking about too much shit because now we talk about food. I was literally about to ask Erica how much was she charged for them fucking that Alfredo with the whatever, the seafood in it. Nigga, that shit was like cracking that motherfucker. Like I swear to God, I've been thinking about that fucking Alfredo for so long. I literally meant to ask you, how much would you charge to cook that shit? But so it's a difference, like, yeah, I don't know. I have never experienced like people who jump out there and be like, hey, you want to plate? I don't know too many, hey, you want to plate people and their food don't be like fire. So y'all maybe experience something that different. I'm here to listen. I just haven't experienced that shit before.
But that's my thing. It's just like, okay, but if you had somebody's cooking, right? And let's say they cooked the Alfredo, but then you had somebody else. Like that's what I'm saying. Like,
no, listen to what I'm telling you. I'm telling you, and this is the shit that I almost like, where I be feeling bad for my mother because she's old, so her food gonna always taste like it's not gonna hit the same. So if I'm comparing shit, listen to me be clear. Listen to what I'm telling y'all, and this is we can have this conversation. If I'm comparing, like when I'm never gonna turn down fucking if my mom fixed some Alfredo, I'm never gonna turn that down. But if you sitting here saying, hey, which one would I prefer? Of course I would rather have Erica's Alfredo. Our younger brother, his fiance. Her crab cakes, like my mama sit here and try to like, oh, she'll have like some crab cakes from like and think that she can do. Nah, dog, it ain't even nowhere near the fucking same.
But that's what I'm saying. I think it's different levels. Like everybody, like that's what I'm saying. Your taste palette might when you the first time somebody cooked for
now you know the difference between some fire fucking food and just some shit that just like, all right, cool.
Dog, you cannot tell me that whatever 10 years ago when somebody cooked for you, that food was hit the same as it hit. Like I said,
I wouldn't maybe listen to what I'm saying. I wouldn't compare. Let's be clear. I probably wouldn't compare now. Like if you see his saying 10 years ago, I remember the first time I ever started to like deal with an older woman, and she like now I'm looking at like she used to do the Alfredo in the pack shit. But I didn't know no better at that time because you talking about at that time, I'm freshly out of our parents' junk. So you sitting here saying 10, 15 years ago, my mom used to cook Alfredo back in the day when we was kids, and that wasn't a fucking thing. So the first time I ever had Alfredo was that pack shit, like literally. But I never had it before, so this shit was cracked to me. So, but if I'm comparing it now, it's like, bro, don't play with me like that.
But that's what I'm saying. So at one point at the time, you did say, "Oh, that shit was good." You didn't.
No, for sure. I never had no better.
So I can get the backlash where people might say, "Damn, Klay going over hills for her," but then you had somebody else that might be like chefing it up, and you're like, damn, all right, damn, this was.
But I don't think you can make. So you think that somebody can make spaghetti look like, oh my god, that shit look delicious?
No, I don't like. I've never been a fan of spaghetti like that.
So yeah, that's my point.
But I think you can.
But
how spaghetti?
Like the dark, like you might see like the parsley or.
Man, see that's come on, that's some bullshit. That's like that's you trying to be too fancy.
But everybody makes spaghetti different though.
Or
so that's what I'm saying.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, the way everybody make it is different though. Because some people put sugar, some people don't. So that's what I'm saying. I think it's just it's to each his own. So I'm saying I know 9 times out of 10 niggas, everybody done lied about a meal.
Yeah, I don't think I never lied about it. I think just certain shit. I know certain stuff I just won't eat, but like actually lying about it. And because you're absolutely right. I think maybe it probably just depends at the time. Like if I'm sitting here saying if I'm going down the list and I'm comparing, like this to that, like I just said with the Alfredo thing, like, okay, yeah, when I'm fresh off the porch, the first time like I was losing my mind. Even just back in the day, like I didn't lie back then. It was fire to me because I didn't know no better. Yeah.
But if she hit you up now and say, oh damn, you like my shit still.
No. You can't come with not no fucking pack off. That shit is crazy. One of you ain't gonna do it because it's just not even a health. That shit is a health violation. They sell that shit in the dollar store, dog. You're never gonna feed me that shit in that. Hell no. Like you can literally go in the dollar store, that little green pack, and they got it. Like you go in the dollar store and you looking for rice, and let's be clear, that rice still probably cracked. I'm not gonna hold you, but still, I just personally, I wouldn't want it because anything they sell in the dollar store, you shouldn't be eating outside of fucking candy.
Shit, that's why I'm saying I think it's just more so on your. What you look at, I've seen people who go into what's name, Shorty that we be talking about all the time. She done took meals out of the dollar store and made them look good.
Man, nigga, she just made me go listen to that Metro Boomin Loose Screw song. That video she had the other day from that Lucci joint. But we'll talk about that later. But I get like I said, I hear it. And I'm not, and like I said, maybe if you go sit here saying if you was putting plate by plate and you was going down and you was sitting here comparing it, yeah, maybe. Me personally, just from out of all I'm with you. I'm not a huge spaghetti person as it is, so it's like that wouldn't be just my run to like, oh my god, I'm trying to compare people's. But just looking at it, it's like to me, it just looked like spaghetti. I couldn't judge. I would be the worst person to judge. Like I would be mad realistically. Like if I was with a woman and she was like she about to cook some spaghetti and then she do what Eric about to put the parsley and all that shit. Like, come on, bro, you ain't got to do all that. Like that shit was like that. I ain't gonna lie. If there was a part of time, especially like when Instagram was Instagram, like people were real live overdoing the parsley stuff. Like they would put parsley on everything. Like, oh, little seafood, here go put some parsley on it. The Alfredo with a little bit of parsley. Like, come on, dog, just leave the parsley. Sit that shit somewhere else. So I do feel like it was a run of people who at one point in time, especially like before Instagram added the reels, when Instagram was just like regular Instagram, yeah, people was going OD crazy, especially with the people who were selling plates. Yeah, you throw some little parsleys, and I ain't talking about selling plates. I'm talking about selling plates like in the actual little plastic containers. They'll put some parsley on it to make this. Nah, come on, though. You can hold the parsley, especially on some damn spaghetti. Like, nah. But shout out to Klay Thompson. I ain't mad at him, but people was definitely hating. Let's be people.
No, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. I can get all sides of it. And like I said, you might, in his experience, you never probably experienced that type of cooking. So now that you
for sure. I mean, let's be clear. Klay is a biracial man. I don't necessarily, like I said, I seen somebody dig up some of his dating history. Klay looked like he hasn't dated a bunch of women who actually know how to cook. So it's kind of like,
or had to cook.
Or even had to cook. So it's kind of like, I'm sure those and let's be clear, Meg from the South. So I mean, a Southern woman, you can always even debate that. There's just their nature and their willpower on cooking is just like completely different from just a woman up north. Or he from the fucking West Coast. So even just somebody in California, like I'm sure, like. Yeah.
But I think it's because she's Megan Thee Stallion. Like you just used to seeing her dance twerk. Like you don't think she does like things like that. So I think that has something to do with it too.
Oh, for sure, of course. And the way you present yourself via social media, or even the stereotypes that people may already have for you. Because let's be clear, if you follow Meg done cooking videos before, but we never seen nobody else eat them. You just seen her eat them or her staff. So it's a little bit different. And of course, because Klay Thompson is still Klay Thompson, so it's a little bit different. Where it's like, and you never seen him like. This is you talking about this nigga is a 4-time NBA champion, and this is the most you've ever seen him talk and interact or be on camera or nothing. Like I'm telling you, this nigga don't post nothing on his own social media. So this little couple of months or couple of weeks they've been dating, I ain't never seen Klay talk this much in my life. You talking about this nigga been in the NBA? What he on? Like he had to be what, year 16, 15, something like that. So for him to just realistically just kind of come out of his shell, I still think for a lot of people it's kind of like, oh, crazy, like you really a human. And I do kind of want to even sit here and speak on that just for like 2 seconds, because I think, and I literally think a lot of athletes have to stop allowing sports media and just random fans in the comments. Bro, stop allowing them to make y'all not do your podcast or do whatever you want to do when you got time off the court, because it's like, You only can strike this iron while you hot, because I think realistically you can allow, if you sit here and listen to them and then you wait too long to start your podcast until your career over, I may not care about your opinion no more. You kind of just got to kind of like, even with Michael Parsons right now, I wouldn't be mad if he was potting. Like people, you allowing people to clip you up from these little like that, to me is just like, it's stupid. Like it does not make no sense. And I hate that people allow, because you really allowing people who.
But I think even some of them are contract, and like I said, for the NFL it might be a little bit differently, and I think, like I said, some of them probably they be having those in those contracts where you can't, you know what I'm saying, like you can't do certain things. And I think, like I said, now today they kind of more lenient too, because you bring in more viewers or whatever the case may be. And I think that's probably one thing that probably scared a lot of people, is like, all right, if I go out here on this limb and then now I'm getting crucified, like I said, even with Paul George, who was probably the biggest example.
No, for sure. The two people. No, it's 3 people who got crucified the most for their podcast: Paul George, Angel Reese, and fucking Michael Parsons. Those 3 right there have literally got. I'm talking about, obviously, you cannot see anytime one of their clips go viral for them podcasting, you ain't gonna see nothing but 1 million people. Oh, they not focused on this, that, and third. Them 3 literally got crucified.
But out of all 3 of them, I think only Angel Reese probably played the most out of all 3 of them. Yeah.
What? Oh,
yeah. I think she played the most out of all 3 of them, and her season is shorter. So that's what I'm saying. But they I guess they was just giving her, because it's like, you just always on camera. I think because she could have pre-recorded a lot of those stuff. It's no necessary, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course,
but
with the time.
But I think for Paul George and even Michael Parsons, because theirs was after the game, like, you know what I'm saying, like you was.
But I think people. But again, I even just even with that being said, and why I'm kind of just like I'm so disappointed with some of them. I understand, like you can't tell people how to deal with criticism, because some people may just not. Especially Paul George, he seemed like he one of them type of people. He really not a fan of being like over criticized. Like he kind of just, that ain't really his bag. Like he really, if he can avoid it, he gonna try to avoid it. So I'm not mad at him. Like you know who you are as a person, but it's just like, I kind of just like, I even like when Draymond Green was doing it in the middle of the playoffs.
But the thing about what we see Draymond post game, all that blah blah. See, I think, and that's why I say for a certain athlete, like I said, I know not, like even with the NFL, I don't know how they post games be, but like I said, with the NBA, with Paul George, we don't see you at the podium that much, but yet you can turn on your podcast and talk.
I mean, to me, that's the smarter thing, because it's just, and the reason why I say, because
that is a smart thing, because you can't get quite, but that's why he stopped doing it. Yes, because if you don't even sit at the podium, but yet you can turn on your podcast and talk, people going to have criticism.
Oh, okay, but the reason why I say I think you got to strike, even just kind of even going back into the WNBA, and look at Sue Bird. She just got a statue. Though her statue was kind of fire.
That statue was amazing.
But listen what I'm saying though, but people didn't even really give a fuck, because she missed her, she kind of like, I'm not gonna say she missed her window, because the WNBA wasn't as popular, and she got a podcast right now, but people don't talk about her shit like they talk about Angel Reese shit. So that's my point. So it's like, you kind of don't want to sit here, if you play it too safe, you can miss your window. Because I thought about, I'm like, damn, people ain't even really talking about her. John, like the WNBA posted it, but it was kind of like nobody didn't give a fuck. But I looked at it because, like, what if she would have had, realistically, like, let's say, because I mean, people who play for, I mean, they got Skylar Diggins, but they don't have like no real name on that team to kind of draw people who are not. If you're a fan of the WNBA, then you'll respect her. Even like when I talked about the documentary, like I respect her because how she stood up for the vote and shit in Atlanta. She played for Seattle, so like she kind of literally like jumped out there for black people. So I respect how she kind of rise. So I won't never talk bad about her. But I didn't watch none of her games, but to even see the statue and like, damn, like it really wasn't a big deal. Like, bro, she the only WNBA player with a statue.
No, I think it's only with that part is because there's no NBA Seattle. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like because all right, where's the arena at?
It's where the sea. Where the sea. What's the name? What's the old Seattle basketball team? Supersonics. Where they used to play at?
Oh, that's the one they.
Yeah, that should be sold out.
Oh, I didn't know that's where they was playing at.
Oh yeah, no, them Jones be sold out.
No, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know that. I didn't know they was playing in that arena.
Yeah, that's the arena they playing.
I thought the last one was when what's his name, Jamal Crawford had his thing there.
No, they play there. They play in a real NBA arena.
Okay. Oh no, I see. I didn't know that. So then that might be a fact. Like I didn't think they had an actual arena.
Oh no, they got their own arena, and that motherfucker be sold out.
That's why I'm like, because certain play, like I said, certain teams, I get it. Like if this was, like if they put Rebecca, let's say they put Rebecca Lobo in front of Madison Square Garden, I guess for New York Liberty. Let's just say that. But even though Liberty have their own arena,
yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I think it probably would get picked up because Seattle don't have a basketball team. That's why I was just figuring like, all right, it's not that big of a deal. But I feel like if it was anywhere else where there's actual NBA team there, you probably would have had more coverage.
I think just sometimes I just pay attention. I think sometimes a lot of people play it too safe, so you kind of just don't like. Even look perfect example. I mean, we can get on to something else, but look perfect example of look for the Stubbers, like how that kind of just like did them like. No, you be on ESPN like even our younger brave like, bro, are they really sitting here keep shouting out the Stubbers on ESPN? Like this is like national TV now. Every time they play, they sit here and say, oh yeah, a bucket from one and a half of the Stubbers. Like, bro, think about what we talking about. But that's because they jumped out there and tried something completely different.
But that's what I'm saying, because the way everything is just developing is not. It's not it's the new norm. It's like, all right, damn, how people fell behind. Like you don't really believe in it, and like you said, that whole them doing their coverage during the All-Star game or whatever case, probably the most you probably even seen
for sure of an All-Star, of course,
All-Star game. What's name? So, but like I said, going forward, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we going all right. We're going to make sure they do it. It might even be in the NBA. Like I said, people want, but I feel like just some people, because you hear the I guess the negatives from those podcasts, you gonna fold. Because really,
right? You have to have the tough skin for sure.
Who really did it the best? Like I said, Draymond can do it, and then when he was doing it, of course they won a championship. So you really, regardless of whether he's doing it or not, what can you really say about it? You couldn't
say nothing. And but again, that's what I'm saying though. Imagine if he would have folded and didn't do it though. Like he struck gold, and then now it's like.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But I think it's just certain players who, if LeBron did it, even when LeBron did it, like with JJ Redick and all that nonsense, that shit ended quick, right? Because and like even with the whole barbershop and all that, if LeBron was to do it and did it through the whole season, people would still crucify him, but at the end of the day, they would still love it because it's still LeBron James.
No, I mean, I think, okay, and I guess my last point for that one would be is people do always pick and choose. Because perfect example, nobody don't say nothing about the Kelsey brothers. Travis Kelsey played like complete Maurice Cheeks all last season. Like that was probably realistically stat wise, whatever you want to do. That was probably Travis Kelsey's worst season. They still had a podcast every week. But because he and they got paid. Amazon Prime gave them $100 million.
Both of them too.
What does that mean? No, but he's still on there.
But that's what I'm saying. But I think if it was just him, then he probably would. If it was just him doing it, I think they probably would give him. They would give him kickback.
But none of them do.
No, because they still give him kickback for being with Taylor. So that's what I'm saying. If it was just him doing it just by himself, they would definitely give him kickback. But because it's his brother, and like I said, they've been doing it. It's like a brotherly. All right, like it's something to tune in.
But I get you. But they were both doing it when they was both playing. The brother just retired. All I'm just saying is just me personally. I think athletes shouldn't fold on it. I think realistically you should lean on because and the reason
you
why
can lean on it if you're producing like that, and that's why I said the people who not producing or who's not living up to their expectation. That's why they fold easy because you still not doing what you doing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would just me personally. I think the athletes don't fold on it because you never know. Like you allow the league and you allow these media people to have too much control over your lifespan. Because again, like I said, if you get hurt or something, God forbid, something happened to you and your career over, and then you trying to figure it out now that my career over, and it's like. Nah, you should have kind of been figuring it out while your career was scorching hot and people was really locked in and loaded and paying you attention so you can kind of build a brand for yourself while you like I think let me go to what else we got in the world.